I was really thinking about, just over the time when I first moved out here till I got my first home, which wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
Man, I probably spent like $250,000 on rent.
On rent? You spent $250,000 on rent.
I did the math. Yeah, I've been here since 2008. I ain't buy till, 2017?
Whoa.
And we talking $2,000-$3,000 a month.
Yeah, because he has a very lavish lifestyle.
That's not true. I just make bad decisions.
Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Selling Houston podcast. I'm your hostess with the mostess, Courtney Oconlamo and Broker Bay of Collective Realty Co. And I have a fool sitting next to me today.
It's crazy, off the top.
So this is I don't even know what to call you at this point. This is my dear brother, my dear friend. Be careful.
Be careful what you call him.
His name is Claude Cox, for those that, are wondering. But I just have no words to describe you anymore. I've known this fool since we were 11,
That's
right? 11
20.
years old? 11.
Yeah, about
11.
Yeah.
And ever since, we've just been inseparable. So we're going to get into why we've been inseparable, how we both landed in Texas together. But tell the people who you are, because I know you're not just a fool. You're a fool to me. But who are you to everybody else?
You want me to give him the official title?
What's the official title?
I'm your brother.
Okay, I said that.
You started with a fool. I'm your brother first, which means I'll spank you on live TV.
Okay, wow.
No, I'm just
Come on, cuz. Okay, so who are you?
I've been
Tell
knowing you
people who you are.
So my official name on the books is Claude. Named by my father. He named me Claude, and I struggled with that growing up. You knew that. I felt like I had the oldest name on the block, and I was the youngest. But that's who I am right now. So I just changed my title. You didn't give me my credit.
Yeah, what is that?
So I'm the chief of talent.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
According to who? That's not in my notes.
Y'all paperwork is off.
That?
Y'all got to update y'all paperwork.
What is that? Tell me about that.
So I started off working in HISD. That's why I moved here.
Right.
And so just recently moved to another district. Yeah.
You didn't even, this is breaking news.
Yeah, moved to another district.
Are you serious? Where are you?
So Southwest Schools is a small school district here. Public charter. Yeah. So
money?
It's okay. Not like I ain't getting my own water bottles and stuff, but I got a couple dollars.
Okay, full disclaimer. We're going to get into that in a minute. What I didn't tell you guys is that he's a stand-up comedian.
I'm not.
So please be prepared to laugh every few seconds. Please excuse me for laughing every few seconds, because that's just how funny he is. It just doesn't matter what he's talking about. So, oh my God, chief of talent, that's like an official title?
Yeah.
Why would a school district need a talent position?
It's funny you say that, because a lot of people don't realize like schools run like operations, like business.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's safe to say.
Since the moment I got here, I'm like, oh, you a teacher, man, keep it up.
And you are nowhere near a teacher. Now that part I knew.
I ain't seen kids in years, but working at a district, it operates like a Fortune 500.
Right.
So we have chiefs, chief level, executive officer, CEO, all that.
So are you looking for teaching talent? What talent?
All,
even in children?
Everything across the ecosystem. So we have finance, business, you name it, marketing.
Okay. Wow.
Communications, yeah. So I search for that.
Okay.
Teachers as well.
So wait, you like the A&R of education?
Basically, I wasn't going to toot my horn, but you did.
I just really gave you that whole.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I wanted the
drop
audience
my email
to
at
know.
the bottom when I.
We can do that.
Okay,
we can work something out now. Right. But you're already taken. So like nobody else can recruit you. You definitely you just got this position.
I thought you were talking about in my marriage. I'm like, they can't have me on live TV.
We're gonna get into that in a minute too.
No, I'm just playing.
So
I'm taking right now.
You're taking.
I just started.
And you just started it.
Yeah, well, just got promoted. Same district, just promotion.
Okay, so it is the same district.
Yeah.
Okay.
But not HISD.
Okay, got it. Interesting.
Yeah.
So we kind of went a little backwards because I definitely wanted to know what you're doing professionally these days, because when you show up looking like you straight out of a hip hop video, and that's why I had to match his fly today. I'm just like, the people want to know, like, what do you really do on a day-to-day basis for a living? So let's dig a little bit deeper into your position, Chief of Talent, which I've never even heard of a position like that. Yeah. And it just goes to show how just our generation in this day and age is moving in terms of its positions in the professional world. Like, you can go to work like that, can't you?
I could. I don't.
But you don't.
I don't.
Okay.
Being young, they kind of judge you. I'm
right.
African American, as you can see, even though.
Pretty fair. Safe to say.
You walk in rooms, and I'm just here today because I know I was coming to this.
Right.
I had to come.
And I had to get you on a holiday.
Because I got to work every day. I can't work remote. No, I try to make sure that I'm myself. I want to be myself wherever I go. So I am a Southsider.
I like that you say that, because with the agents here at the firm, I'm constantly telling them that I'm really not the type of person to put, or broker rather, to put them on a dress code and tell them that they need to say this and wear that and be this way. I get a lot of pushback from the outside world for that.
I bet.
But when I go into other spaces, especially spaces where there's not a whole lot of us, that's what they get to do.
Exactly.
They get to show up with platinum blonde hair. They get to show up with whatever they want to wear. And while I may not necessarily agree with showing up that way, I just never want to be that person that's telling everybody what to say, what to do, and what to wear.
Yeah.
So I think that's interesting that you kind of take that, in stride with your profession.
And I think I could relate. I could relate to a variety of people when I dress like this.
Yeah, when you dress like this?
Both ways. I'm this and I'm that.
Yeah, we're going to have to give a little side by side and let people kind of see what you look like in your suit versus what you look like in your. This is what we call putting on. So I know
curse.
It looks,
I know I can curse. We in this thing now. I didn't know I could curse. I thought this was the professional. I had to put
No. Anything goes.
Okay.
We're going to bleep it out.
All right, cool.
But there's no telling the dollar amount of this fit that he has on, just FYI. He's always been like this, just fly for no reason. And I've always respected you for that, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to get into something.
Please don't get in my bad habit.
Okay, so despite us knowing each other since we were 11, and just to give you guys a little backstory, our parents used to date.
They did.
So
I loved your mom too. I still
really?
do.
I know you still love him. Love your dad too.
We ain't talking about that on.
We're not going to talk about all that.
All
but
right.
We met in like the 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget, Claude's dad used to take us to school every morning. And if you got in his car and didn't say good morning,
he was serious.
Then you were being kicked out and you were walking to school.
He wouldn't kick you out, though.
He would never kick me out. He loved me more than you, actually.
Facts. That's a big fact. Still struggling with that.
But that's kind of where we met, how we know each other. Spent a lot of years together, not high school, but we basically stayed in touch for our entire lives. And then, one second. Is everything going okay? Okay, you guys are very distracted. Okay. I'm gonna pick it back up.
Boss.
So,
slow down.
It was a lot going on over there, though.
Can we pause for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Because you talked about the drop off, and I know Tara remember this.
Tara wasn't involved.
I'm talking about the drop off.
Okay.
You remember when you had? Because I know what you got today, and I don't know if we're gonna get to your what you got going on paper. But I remember when you used to pick us up in the whip. Was it a Taurus, bro? I can't remember what it was.
Tara, do you even remember any of this?
I do.
Because I definitely don't.
We barely made it to school.
I have such a bad memory.
We barely made it to school. I think it was a Taurus, right?
Wait, Tristan,
it was something terrible, bro. She big now. You big time now, but we barely made it to school a couple days on that. Yeah, no heat. No heat. And we in Chicago.
What? It wasn't a Taurus. It was
It was terrible. That's what it was.
It was a car that
is.
No. It was a car that they don't even make anymore.
Yeah, I know.
And it was red, right?
We barely made it to school every morning, bro.
Tempo.
A Tempo. Bro.
It was a Ford Tempo.
Windows didn't work. Man, burgundy, out of there.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
Out of there.
Let me ask you this. Would you have ridden in it or would you have walked? Which one would you prefer?
Looking back, I probably would have I probably would have took the boots.
Whoa.
I don't know. I'm
it
proud
was
of
a
you.
Ford Tempo.
But you know what? You drove that boy like it was yours and you was proud.
It was a Ford Tempo. Not only was I proud, it was all I could get. You know what I'm saying? And when it's all you can get, you really do learn to appreciate.
Courtney, you the most frugal person. I'm shocked that you got these hoodies and all this stuff on now, because I remember you used to be.
It's really all my husband's.
You just putting this stuff on. All right, we can keep going. I just wanted to stop you because you was talking about the car, and I wanted to make sure that everybody know
that
where you really came from, because big time now. But
so yes, I drove a Ford Tempo. I was 16. Yes, Claude got his in there.
16,
and definitely
18, 22.
Okay,
you had it for a while.
This is what we gonna do. Let's run down the cars. So I had a Ford Tempo. I had a Chevrolet Alero.
Oh, you remember
That's
that?
the one Tristan remembers.
I remember that Alero.
I had a lot of Volkswagens, but those are the two I remember vividly that broke down. You know what I'm saying? And I think
while we was in there, bro. On the way to school, I couldn't get my education. I was supposed to be like a doctor or something. I can't get to school because of her, man. Killing me.
Listen, we made it, but we made
gas
it.
When I got to school.
Mama, we made it. So we cool now. Look at you. Like you fresh, you got this new position. So let's get into what you're really doing now.
All right.
Which is buying up all the real estate that you possibly can the right way with your family and of course with me. So we got here, right? So you had already been here. Mm-hmm. I relocated here. All jokes aside, in addition to us in the trenches in my Tempo, Claude was one of the very first individuals to even introduce me to Houston as being like an option for me to relocate to. I was considering a few different cities, but obviously having a little bit of a contact in, any of the cities is always best. So Claude was already here. He was already secure here. And I kid you not, I was crashing on your couch, flying in and out, interviewing for jobs here. I will never forget. I forget a lot, but I will never forget that you are one of those huge reasons why I even ended up here and how I could even get the opportunities that I did get here. So I love you for that. So saying all that to say, Claude has always believed in me. He's always been supportive of me. There's never been another option for you. And as many people as you know and as many connections as you have, it means a whole lot to me because you know how you do. He's really royalty out here, and you'll see when this episode drops.
I'm not.
But saying all that to say, you didn't buy a house before you got with me.
Yeah.
So what made you wake up with your family and with your situation and say, okay, I'm ready to buy real estate, even though I've been here for X amount of years? I think you were in your 30s when you bought your first house, right? Do you regret that? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, just backing up what you said, I think, you helped me to think about buying. I was thinking about when we first decided, when we all decided to welcome me onto this illustrious platform.
Illustrious.
I was really thinking about, just over the time when I first moved out here till I got my first home, which wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
Man, I probably spent like $250,000 on rent.
On rent? You spent $250,000 on rent.
I did the math. I've been here since 2008. I ain't buy till, 2017?
Whoa.
And we talking $2,000-$3,000 a month.
Because he has a very lavish lifestyle.
That's not true. I just make bad decisions. I'm just not as frugal as y'all. I just make bad
lavish
decisions.
Lifestyle.
I just, we didn't grow up poor, right? No. We grew up decent, but when you figure out you got a couple dollars, you're like, man, let me see what this look like a little bit. Yeah. Let me see what this look like for a little while. Then you start thinking like, I just blew a lot of cash. Tweaking, there it is, right there, tweaking. Damn. That's the word.
So tell me that you have spent well over $250,000 in rent before you bought your first home.
Yep.
Okay.
That might be on the lower end though.
Okay. Does this include when you were in Georgia and here?
It's just Houston.
Only Houston.
Yep.
Okay. So what was bulb. What was that?
Not in 1 year.
Right, of course, of course.
I ain't balling like that. I gotta cover.
Not in 1 year.
Not my rent was 10 grand a
but
month.
that's how that catches up. Like it catches up really quick when you stack up the years, which is why things like interest rates and things like house prices and just any excuse that buyers tend to have for not purchasing. When I look at all the money they've wasted, it's like,
you told me, yeah.
I'm so confused. It just never makes sense if you don't own your primary residence.
Right.
Okay, so when did it click for you? Were you married yet? I can't remember that part either.
I was getting prepared to be, yeah.
Okay, so you guys, purchased
I
as...
was married.
You were.
Sorry.
We purchased as a married couple, but was that why you purchased? Because a lot of people think they got to get, they got to get the house because they're married now. No,
I'm serious. I think you told me like it's about that time.
Okay.
And I think before that I was kind of a little afraid. You know? Just, growing up, how we grew up, where we grew up. I didn't have a lot of models of people who was like, the best bet is to purchase. Wow. My dad would say it over and over again, like, you want to own something, you want to own something. But then he was renting.
Didn't really teach.
So it's kind of like
interesting.
My model was a little off.
Right. And he probably, did he not tell you what to do?
Exactly.
So that's the other thing.
And then when you got here and, you kind of breaking down the science to me, like, you can do it right now. And I'm like, well, what can I afford? And you, kind of helped me walk through that process.
Right.
Then I realized like, oh no, I need to do this now.
Yeah.
And then thinking about not just because of the wife, but, bringing a son in the world.
Yeah, she was pregnant, right?
She was pregnant, yeah. And I was like, I kind of want to be a step up.
Yeah, for him.
And just give him a space to live. But I think the 250 was the biggest part of it. I was
When did you do that math though?
I did it like
recently.
But I, like just looking back in retrospect though, I'm like, man, it's a lot of money out of Bloom.
It is. Yeah. It is.
And to somebody else.
And we bought the first property, and I believe we got that in like the low 2s, right? Because I know we sold it for a little over 3, right?
Nah, you tweaking.
What?
It was like 3 and some change. Don't act like I was over here in
well, it was a long time ago. Acres Homes. Wait, you can't.
I still had a nice crib. You
can't say that, Claude.
It was like 80, 90,000. No, I ain't live like that. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't that.
Disclaimer, there are some great homes in Acres.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I shout out to the Acres Home people that I know. Shout out to the Acres. Like I do a rap video. Shout out to my brothers in the Fofo. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, my God. In the AH. We're going to call it the AH. Okay. Acres Home.
Is it Fofo?
I don't even know.
Anyway, this ain't my hood, so I don't know. I'm just a...
So, but I don't know why I keep seeing in my mind a 3, because I was always like very photogenic like that.
What, the numbers?
Yeah.
It's like 320.
But what did we sell it for? In the 4s?
Yeah, we sold it almost.
Okay, so maybe that's why I mixed up.
Yeah,
so we bought it in the 3s and we sold it in the 4s, and you made probably a close to $100K
in 2 years.
Wait, I'm gonna let you just say it. What you made?
I made $100,000 in like 2 years. 2 years, 3-4 months.
You made $100,000 in 2 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blew it all in Magic City the same night.
No, you didn't.
Oh, you gotta blurt that out too.
Why you over there laughing like that? You found that a little too funny.
Right, Tara she be in Magic. I seen her in there.
Be there.
I seen her.
Tara, you be there?
No, I'm just playing. You can bleep that out. I didn't go to Magic City.
But listen though, like I know I preach this all the time, but to hear somebody sitting next to me and saying it is just so surreal.
Yeah, you know, you helped me do that for real.
But not only that, just the fact that it's possible. Have you ever made $100,000 in your 401k in 2 years? Huh? I didn't hear you.
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay.
You can speak louder. No,
yeah, speak louder into the mic.
Just $100,000 cash. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think I ever made that amount of. I've never gotten a check for that amount of money at one time.
Oh, so we did get that check.
You got a check.
And then we used it to go purchase another house. I think you paid off some debt.
Can I tell my story?
Okay, go ahead and tell your story. Because it's all coming back to me.
Welcome to the life and times of Claude Cox, the female version. God.
Like, I know everything about you, Claude. Come on.
No, I did.
Okay, so tell your story.
What did we do? I was, we were kind of looking at the space. It was, I was like, a lot of stray dogs, kind of growing up, got a new job.
Yeah.
We bought it in an area that was, projected to boom a little faster.
And it did.
It did. But COVID kind of slowed down the progress of like this development over there, remember?
Yep, right across
the street.
So
I was like, then another child on the way.
Yeah.
Got like 7 kids now.
They
Killing
are
my
so
pocket.
Precious.
But no, so then when we had the other child, I was like, I got to get a backyard.
Okay, I remember that.
So we took some of that profit, paid off some stuff, and then dropped the rest on a new one.
Yeah.
But I wish I had known that earlier.
Because you could have been flipping.
I would have had like 50 cribs by now.
Damn.
For sure.
And you would have had a lot of money probably parked away somewhere. A lot of people do use that hack where they just continue to take each property, and you did it a little differently. We took the equity out. We got rid of it because we just really didn't want that headache of the management. And it made more sense for us to bring down the mortgage in our new upgraded property versus kind of managing others. But I think that And I think also that when we get to a certain level, we'll probably just buy things that are more or less expensive than that house, because then you'll have a little bit more room to grow. But essentially, when you are taking this money out, reinvesting it into real estate, and then just rinse and repeating over and over again, that's when you wake up and realize that there really is no other sound investment that you can make that kind of money in such a short period of time by simply living in the house.
That's crazy.
And paying your mortgage, because you bought a brand new house, still under warranty during the time frame that you even sold it, bought it and sold it. So all you had to do was live and pay rent, essentially. Just like you were paying rent in your apartment, you were just paying rent in this brand new house, and then you turned it into a $100K profit.
I knew this is when I knew I tweaked. Because we sold it, made good money. Right. But I knew I had tweaked remember when we first, I don't know if you remember this, because your memory. But when we first put the crib on the market, I think in like 48 hours, we had like two,
and you got scared as hell.
Like 2 cash offers.
Yeah.
So I was thinking like,
but them to
they jumping on this one.
Maybe
like,
I shouldn't sell.
They jumping on this like we had Walmart with the rollback. I'm over here like tweaking, like, Tristan. I'm thinking like, man, okay, they got cash, and they pushing me too.
Look, he got his head up. They got cash.
They pushing us like I can get to you by Friday. Like it was $100 or something. I'm like, where they getting this kind of money?
You know where they getting it? You know where they getting it? Where they getting it?
I found out.
Where they getting it?
They in the same
real estate.
Yeah, I know, this is their market. And it had me thinking though. I'm like, okay, you told me like, should you sell? You might want to think about it. I'm like, nah, I'm a little broke. I need this little cash right now. But and when I think back, man, I probably should have held on to that.
We probably should have. But I said it, I just can't make the decision for you guys.
Yeah.
I just am always going to give you all the information that you need to make that choice. And then the next one's going to be the best one. So we're not worried about that.
I'll never sell
You don't need to. The one you're in now, for sure, do not sell that.
Not.
Yeah. And it's going to be a pretty expensive one. It's going to be like I hate to put you on Front Street, but it's going to be like $1 million rental. Like by the time y'all rent that house, that's $1 million house. No, so.
If not, I'm coming after you in this whole operation.
It's going to be $1 million house that you're going to be renting, but it's in the perfect area. So I would say, I'm not going to put his business out there, but based on, you are?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay. I'm good.
So we bought it in the, you know what? This is actually a good story. So let me tell you what happened with this situation. So we went under contract on this beautiful brand new construction property in Spring Branch. And I think we offered, I think it was on the market for low 6s.
Yeah.
We offered a little under that, right? 580 something.
On the first one?
Yes.
Yeah, 585.
No, not the first one, the one we're in.
Oh, yeah, we went under for sure.
Yeah, a little bit under in the high 5s. We got an appraisal back that was $85,000 less than what the house was on the market for. And any other realtor would probably have said, and of course the other realtor, it's not worth it. We're going to contest this, blah, blah, blah. But it was really incumbent upon me to make sure that, number one, you weren't overpaying, right? But that also you weren't missing out on a good ass deal, because we had been looking for months. Okay. And they are a very class A buyer, as you can see. And there were certain things that we were looking for within our budget that we just weren't seeing on every street corner. So I knew that this was a, totally upgraded premium ass property.
Right.
And we weren't just going to walk away, without a fight.
Right.
So essentially I had convinced my clients to pay for a second appraisal.
Yeah.
The worst that could happen is that we're out another $750, I think it was.
That hurt me too.
I'm sure it hurt, Claude.
That hurt.
But there also was not another option for us. house. It's not like we had another property that we wanted or that we were going to pursue.
I was living in the Marriott. I don't know if you remember that.
You were living in a hotel?
I was in a hotel, bro.
Yeah, they were ready to get out.
I was like,
with
man,
2 kids.
Look, finna get a 1 bed, 1 bath with these kids in a minute. Back to rent.
Back to rent with the 100K.
With that 100K. Take that 100K, put it back.
But so what we did was we got a second appraisal, and I kid you not, the second appraisal worked just like I thought it would, which is another opportunity to get the property appraised, because appraisals are so subjective. I cannot tell you enough. If you're representing sellers, you have to understand that appraisals mean nothing but, you know, a piece of paper to the lender that asked for it and the douchebag appraiser, you know, that wants to kill the deal. Right. So essentially, a lot of times you can either do a reconsideration of value where you're preparing comps and giving them to the appraiser so that they can reconsider it. Mm-hmm. But if that appraiser is just stuck in the mud, refusing to change their answer or opinion, we have to move on. Right. And you do, as a conventional buyer, have an opportunity to pay for a second appraisal, aka a second opinion, which is what we did. And now we're living in the house. Mm-hmm. We're loving the house. The property actually was worth substantially more. I can't remember how much we closed the gap. I think maybe 75, or was it the whole amount?
Yeah, it was closer to 100.
Yeah, so close to the entire amount that we thought it was worth. Mm-hmm. And it's not like this seller didn't have a laundry list of, you know, remodel upgrades. Like, I think there were well over 150K in upgrades in the property. But needless to say, we got it a little under 6 in
2022.
So it's been about 2 years. Yep. Okay. And the audience is asking me why or when do I think it'll be worth close to $1 million? And I would say another 3 to 5 years, easy. Under 10 for sure. So you're 2 years in, at least within the next 8 years or less, without question, that property will be on the market for $1 million.
I hope so.
And tell me when you can make $500,000 in, you know, 9 years. Again, by simply paying your mortgage, living in the property, you know, having things in place that help you mitigate your risk, which is what I'm here for. I'm not going to line those out here. Just give me a call. But there are ways for you to, you know, not have things go crazy in the house and then you don't know what to do.
I think that's why it's important to have somebody that, you know, I'm lucky, right? Like, I have somebody I can trust through that process, because I ain't gonna lie, it was scary. It was a little scary, especially when you think about, you know, you got a family and again, like you told me, like, hey, be ready because this could happen fast. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember, we had put money on another property. We had put money on another property that didn't work out. And,
what happened with that one?
Well, so I got to insert my faith here a little bit, because you know, that's part of the reason why I think all of this worked out.
Yeah,
you know, even you moving here, even you helping me through, you know, that process. My family, you know, was very important to me at the time. Yeah. And I had to get them somewhere. Like, all right, so I sold, made some good money. It happened so fast. I was like, I got to figure out this other space. And you were like, well, let's look at some properties. Sent you a few. Really like this new development, not too far from where we live now. Remember that?
And I like it. I still like it.
So the day we were getting, you didn't really like it. She real personal.
I don't like it better than I like where we're at.
When it comes, probably all your clients, I don't know, but I'll say for me, no, in a good way. I think, like, if she don't like the property, she gonna try to link.
You gonna know.
You gonna feel it. Like, we can go try. She was late to the meeting on purpose, so I couldn't see it. She like, the keys locked. I don't know where the keys. Making all kind of excuses up, so I couldn't get it. You gonna get sabotaged in a loving way, though.
I am a mama bear.
You a mama bear.
I'm a mama bear for sure, but I was not intentionally.
You
wild as
you
hell.
made buying. You made it safe, though, you know?
Yeah.
I think, and you sold to quite a few of my friends.
Yeah.
And all of them said the same thing. Like, you know, buying with y'all's people is safe. It feels good. Like, it doesn't feel transactional. Yeah. You know, y'all make it a family type deal.
Yeah, because it really is, honestly.
And you spending $500,000 on a house, you need some people you could trust. Especially if you know, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You ain't selling Barbie dolls. You selling homes.
Not Barbie dolls.
So when I got to the other space and it didn't work out, I get over there. We went to drop, what is it, earnest money?
Okay, now it's coming back to me. Didn't it never
worked out.
But it was on them. Like, they couldn't build fast enough.
It was on them.
It didn't work.
And do you know, like, they were projected to build a lot of homes within that time frame.
Yeah.
Not even halfway done.
Still to this day.
So I think that was just, I mean, God at that point, I think, stepped in and just like blocked that because it wouldn't be the same scenario right now.
Yeah. And I kid you not, guys, this house is beautiful. Like the house you guys are in. Come on. Like it?
No, we do. We do.
It is just, I mean, even down to the design and the way he had it. And I mean, it's just chef's kiss.
Yeah, you sold us on it a little bit.
You loved it. You and Taryn loved it.
How you know what I love?
I know what you love.
How you know I love?
I know what you love.
No, you did. I will say,
I did
very
that.
happy, very happy.
I did that. Okay, so Claude Cox Jr. You junior?
I'm the second.
You the second.
Yeah, put some Prince Charles on my name. Yeah.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about little Claude. He can't stand when we call him that. Let's talk about little Claude.
I told you I was going to go there on live camera.
Don't go there with me. This is my show.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So you are an only child.
I am.
You definitely don't give only child vibes. Like you're true, hustler. You're true professional. Like you just kind of give, I'm the ruler of all rulers. So it is pretty shocking for most people to know that you're an only child. But take us through the lens of little Claude. Like, how did you even end up in Houston? What was your upbringing like? Tell us a little bit about that.
Upbringing. So, as we know, we grew up in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I think, a part of where I am today, I think I have to attest to my mom's passing. So she died young age for me, and moving with my dad, and that's when I met y'all. And I think, I just always think about I have to progress because, I don't know if you know this. I just started a foundation.
Well, I did know that, but I want to go back 1 second.
Okay.
Did you just say that your mom died when you were a young age, but you moved in with your dad?
I did.
So you were living with your mom before?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yep. So the last, year and a half, 2 years of her life, she was trying to navigate cancer. So we were moving different places to try to figure out, just the best, the best care.
Wow.
And then her and my dad had they had their thing, a little split. And so after she passed, kind of had to make that transition to move with him.
And how old were you?
I was 8. It's crazy because I've been on, the last time I was on not this big, right? This is the biggest podcast in America right now. But the last time I was on a smaller platform, I talked about that and how I had to let my dad I don't know if you remember this. I had a real tough relationship with him.
I do remember that, but I just never knew that it was my mom died and now I got to go live with my dad.
Yeah.
I never knew that that's what it was. And that makes it make more sense to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
I had a deep hatred for my father. We good now though.
I know you're great now.
Dude. He's crazy.
Wow.
But yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, that got me to through a really tough time in my life, but up until recent, I really realized what happened, and I don't think, to your point about being an only child, I think I had to kind of navigate a little different.
Yeah.
Because not only was I the only child, I was a motherless son, and motherless son is a whole nother, if you got boys and they don't have a mother there, it's
different.
It's different. Yeah. So I think just throughout my life, I've been thinking about okay, how do I make her proud from, what I do and how I move? And so that's why went to school in Atlanta, and that's where I kind of started that whole transition. Because before then, I don't know if you remember, I used to get in a lot of trouble.
No.
Yeah,
you
Wilson
were never, Well, you were a class clown. But you really, you didn't get in no fights. You didn't get expelled. You didn't get suspended. You were the class clown, and everybody knows it.
I wouldn't call it that.
And you were. We used to call you Martin Lawrence too. You were just that funny. It was just, even the teachers were laughing at you. They were very sad to put you on punishment for the things that you would say.
I used that to my advantage. Everybody else was failing. I was passing my class.
But why Atlanta? What happened? And then I want to get into the foundation, of course.
You want the truth?
Yes, about Atlanta? Of course I want the truth.
It's Atlanta. I just told you I spent $100,000 in Magic City. Who don't want to go to Atlanta?
No, you didn't.
No, I'm playing. So when I went to Atlanta for what is it called? The college tour.
Yeah.
So
you went to Clark.
I went to Clark.
Oh wait, aren't you one of those things like Greek or something?
You see the Usher halftime show? That's the fraternity I'm in. Anyway.
You're one of those, right? What are you?
Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. Founded January 5th, 1911.
Oh, God.
No, I'm just like. So,
How long did it take you to study that?
It's not long.
All right. Shout out to the Greek community. We love you.
They don't love us. Anyway, so went to a college tour, and I got to Atlanta and was like, okay, the ratio of women to men out here is crazy.
Here we go.
I'll be honest, hopefully my wife ain't watching this.
Oh, my God.
It was cool.
That life is behind you, though.
It is. Cool. I didn't do nothing with them. I just looked at them. They was like, that's a nice-looking girl right there, right? I mean, yeah. So it enticed me to turn in my application.
To turn in my application.
While I was there. I signed up right there. Like, and what do
Where do I sign?
And how do we get in that class right there? Women history. Yeah.
Women history.
That's what I did.
Claude, what's your degree in from Clark?
Business.
Okay,
Business,
cool.
Supply chain management.
Okay. So how do we go from business major to to education?
I had an internship with Ford.
Okay.
Ford Motor Company. Okay. They wanted us to move to Dearborn, Michigan.
Okay. Ooh.
You ever been Exactly. You been in Detroit.
You was like, I ain't going back.
I was like, man, I'll go to slavery before I go to, that's
back
what it felt
Northwest.
like. Felt like I was going back to, But I remember putting on an application, so I got in Teach for America.
Okay. Yes. A lot of my clients, too, have been through that program.
So, and that again
it's golden, right?
It is. They only take like 2 to 3% of the people that apply.
Oh, wow. I didn't know
thousands over the country.
Exclusive. Okay.
I'm a big deal.
I know that part, But I hear a lot of people mention Teachers for America, right?
No, Teach for America.
Teach for America.
Did you go to DePaul?
Yes, graduated from DePaul University with a bachelor's in business administration and a minor in marketing. Thank you.
Is this, am I a guest or is this, and this is Courtney, y'all.
You threw out DePaul. Like, listen, if you coming for my DePaul degree, I'm definitely about to run it down, period. Because not everybody gets in there.
You went in there.
It took me the average
No, it didn't.
I graduated in 4 years.
She was calling me, Claude, I can't believe these classes. I'm like, just pay attention. Failing the classes. She ain't tell y'all that story, though.
Okay, Listen, guys, he is totally lying.
Y'all realtor with the failing undergraduate degree. Nah, I'm playing. Courtney always been smart. She used to help me. I used to cheat.
I'm really not that smart, but I definitely graduated in 4 years. You definitely did. You always cheated off of me, which is why this is very interesting.
That I got. Did better in life?
Right.
I'm playing. Courtney was smart.
I warned y'all, though. I told y'all that it was gonna happen. I do have great handwriting.
I remember that.
Thanks, Claude.
Yeah, you did. I was cheating.
You know.
See, I'm like.
It was really easy to see.
13. Yeah, it was easy.
It was easy to see.
Cheated off her from elementary all the way till we got through high school. I'm like, I need to get in Courtney classes. Whatever class she in, tag me in. I'm sorry. Where were we at?
I told you.
My bad.
Okay, school.
Yeah. So Teach for America.
You got in there.
Okay. Teach for America. And I remember putting on the application, you get to choose your top three cities. I chose Atlanta. Gave you the rationale.
You chose from a list or any 3 cities?
They gave you all the cities that you can go.
Okay.
So I chose Atlanta. I really want to stay in Atlanta.
Of course.
Then I think I chose Chicago. I was like, man, anything else, I'll go back home.
So you didn't put Houston?
Super glad I ain't put Chicago. And then I put, I don't know why I put Miami, Dade County.
We know why.
305.
I literally, listen. See, God had other plans,
South
and I'm
Beach.
glad, because you needed to be turned around.
I did.
So what happened?
God took my heart and turned it around because I was out here.
I can't. I remember that, though.
You was too?
I was not.
I know you're married now, but I'll tell the truth.
Oh, my God.
I'm joking. So I didn't even put Houston on the top.
Jeez.
I put Houston like, you get like an alternative. So it's like you get your top 3, and then you get like.
Houston was the alternative?
If your whole life going to shambles, then you can pick number 4. I was like, all right, just put Houston on number 4.
What is happening?
Tara, they said that year they needed the most people in Houston. I was crying. You ever seen a man cry? I was in tears, bro. Snot, everything.
Why? They got
I
pretty
did not
women
want to
here.
move to Houston. Yeah,
what was it like back then? Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because when you grew up,
it's different now.
It's different.
So what was it like?
Horses on the streets.
Oh, wow.
Cowboys. It
so
wasn't
just
like
some
this.
country stuff.
Country stuff. Roosters on the street.
Interesting.
On the street. I'm like, I'm not buying no horse.
So when do you think Houston popped off?
I would say like,
because you the GOAT at this point. Like, you've been here for...
I think Drake kind of put Houston on the map, though.
Really, though?
Yeah,
Did he?
He put Houston on the map. I know that sounds real random, but before then, it was country out here.
What about the audience?
Chicago every
y'all
3
think it was Drake?
weeks. Exactly.
But what year? But what year do you think that... when was Houston, Atlanta, Vegas? Somebody look it up.
2010. 2011.
Oh, well then, damn. That's when I moved
here. And I've been here
since
'08, though. When I got in '08, it was depression, huh?
The Great Depression? The Great Depression?
Man, I go back and look at some of my pictures. I was like, what was I wearing? Because when when you're in Chicago, you see all of the fashion, especially in Atlanta.
Oh, my God.
You see fashion.
It's so bad here, baby.
And then when you got here, I'm seeing they in Jabos and what was they wearing back then? Man, it was terrible. Right.
I was wearing Jabot in
all
high
red,
school.
all blue.
Are you serious?
Nothing. Man, dude.
He said blue.
Blue socks with a gold chain and some golds in their mouth. And I'm like, man, I'm about to get up out of here.
Wow.
Quick.
That sounds about right. Okay.
But not anymore, though. It's
So Houston popped off, but after you got here, you drug everybody here. I mean, you drug me here. You drug your friends here. I remember.
I was lonely. I'm like, I need some family in this boy.
Need some help.
I need some help. And they need some help. Sorry, man. I know we got a lot of Houston people probably watching.
Okay.
Y'all
we
cool.
do. We do. Cool. But they know that what they call it, we flew here, they grew here.
Yeah, right. We'll let them have the city, but Chicago own every city we go to. That's a fact.
It is. I mean, you can't walk into any room here and say you're from Chicago and not have people just obsessed with that detail.
Exactly.
About you.
It's a good city.
We're just different. We were bred different, just like they were bred different. I'm sure they have some great qualities too, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay,
they have nice property here.
They do.
The Galleria is nice.
Yeah. The Galleria is not like any other Galleria I've seen. Like, for example, I was just in Dallas, went to the Dallas Galleria. The was trash.
Hood.
Like, beyond.
Hood.
And I was flabbergasted. I was actually really, really sad.
You were disappointed?
Right, because we had gotten a hotel at that time attached to the Galleria, thinking we was about to get some shit popping. I had no idea.
I think it's Northfield Mall is the mall.
Yeah, it's Highland Park.
Highland Park, yeah.
North Ridge, maybe?
Yeah.
I have to look that back up again. But no, I got the full outline of where I really needed to be. So now I know where I'm at.
That's where you got this at?
No, I can't remember. My husband got this
Burlington.
Burlington. This is Lon Vaughn. They don't sell that at Burlington.
I can't tell. That's the real one?
It is.
Oh, okay.
You can't tell?
I like it's nice.
Okay.
It's cool.
You see me? You see me. You see me every time. You probably want it. Is that it? You want it right off my back?
I'll take it.
I know you would.
Put it on
it's a men's sweater.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. It's my husband's. Shout out to my husband. Hey, baby.
You got a lot of plugs today.
This guy is freaking nuts. Okay, so looking back on, you just kind of ending up here haphazardly. You didn't even want to be here. Sorry, you're here. What do you think about just your journey with that? Like, do you regret it? Do you think it was the best thing that could have ever happened? Do you love Houston now? What's your take?
I definitely think it was the best thing.
Of course.
Yeah, for sure.
Always. That's just because it's the truth. Like, God makes no mistakes.
No, for sure. For sure.
So he led you here for a reason.
I think just looking at the progression of my life, and we plan today, right? But I think God has looked out for me, being here and starting off what I was making, and kind of the moves I was making. I was partying and doing all that, and not realizing. And you hear the old people say it all the time, like, man, if you could just buy in your 20s, buy in your 20s.
And
I
you
remember
ain't
them
listen.
saying I didn't listen, and now I'm that old dude. I know I look like I'm like 20.
You do.
But
You look real young.
I'm close to 50 now.
This guy.
38. No, but I'm looking back and I'm like, man, I should have bought.
Yeah.
I should have bought a long time ago.
Yeah.
So to your point about just, when I got here and thinking about the progression from that time to now, I would have shifted the way I did things.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely happy that I did it in Houston, man. It's the fastest growing market in the country.
It is.
It's like low key. You can still get you can still get brand new property. I mean, you would know more than I would, but you can still get
I'm waiting to hear the number. How much?
$100,000. I've seen
about
150.
2. Yeah, but okay. If you're like real deep conroe,
yeah, it's deep, but it's not crazy.
Yeah, it's not. And in fact, we're actually seeing a lot of people relocate here that they think of Texas as the country anyway.
Right.
So they're totally fine with being on the outskirts. Rosenberg, like we talked about, Conroe. What's another one up there? Starts with an H. It escapes me. Oh my gosh. And I'm looking there all the time. Huntsville, there you go.
Oh, that's where the prison is.
It is. Yes. And there's really, really nice houses out there. Brand new.
Really?
Yes. So
and then people get out, they need a space to live. Is that the purpose, the strategy out there? I don't want to live nowhere near no.
They probably won't decide to live there.
Oh, okay.
But
like for investment,
right?
Oh, okay.
Investment properties. I've sold to people that actually work at the prison that want to be in Huntsville because they work at the prison. So yeah. I think that people that live there usually grew up there or work at that prison, or
it's more to the city than the prison.
It is. It is. It really is. And you should look into that actually, because I've been trying to get you guys to get your investment property next, and those you can pick up a couple of them if you wanted to, based on you guys' situation. So I would say though that the best budget, brand new construction, deep on the outskirts, please, set up 200. 150 is going to be a little tight. It's going to be like a mobile home, a little bit.
A little container home.
A little bit of something,
treehouse.
Right? But if you have 200, I think we can get you right under 200. I have several clients with investment properties in those areas, and we got them well under 200. But that was, 1 to 2, 3 years ago.
Right.
So just kind of leave some cushion and some room. They're still building there, very, very grandly, and we can grab you something quick under 200 for sure.
Think so?
Yep.
I know.
So get ready. Call me.
Your phone's still on?
It's on.
Okay.
You crazy. My phone is on.
Because it was cut off last. You forgot what? No, we have a mutual friend, Gerard. And Gerard's, not to put his whole government.
That we also grew up with. Shout out to Gerard.
Social security number is.
Don't do that.
Putting his whole stuff on the line. No, He's
the most established of all of us, isn't he?
Between you and him.
Really?
Y'all doing
you
well.
Put me up there?
I'll put you up there.
Wow.
I'm still the only one buying Jordans
Boy, shut up.
And doing unnecessary stuff with my money, CC. But no, him and his fifth. I think he has 5 properties.
He has a lot of properties.
He's so low-key. I'm just a little nervous though. I ain't gonna lie.
Scared money don't make no money. Number 1. And number 2, I've been doing some thinking. This is the first time I've said it, at least out loud to you guys. We all are so successful in our own right. We need to pool our money and buy commercial property.
Yeah.
That is hard to find because you got to be able to trust the people that you're in business with.
Yeah.
But people are doing it with complete strangers. And if we're able to, maybe leverage Gerard's cash or my credit or your, assets and balance sheet or whatever that looks like, I think it's time for us to do that.
Man, so another thing about Houston, I'm back up a little bit, is the network of people you meet. Mm-hmm. I wasn't meeting those people in Atlanta and in Chicago, or at least I know they were there, but it was just, the South is different.
Yeah.
And so, even though Atlanta's the South, it's really not.
Right.
Houston is still different. Deep South. And
Yeah.
the people you meet here can really position you to do, well.
Right.
I met a surgeon. Actually, anyway, I met a surgeon.
You can't say his name?
No, I'm not going to say his name. Okay. He's an older guy.
Okay.
And I want to ask you, your opinion on this. He told me he has a few properties in Belize.
Okay.
And different areas in the city. Mm-hmm. And he was telling me, you never use your money.
Yeah, you gotta use other people's money.
Other people's money, and that
your credit.
Yeah, right, right, exactly.
And your credit, which
you can't get money without that.
Exactly.
Right.
There you go. You can't get other people's money without your credit.
Correct.
So yeah, you're absolutely right. And a lot of people don't know that, and a lot of our people mainly don't know that. For many years, I've been using my own money to fund all of.
He said the same thing.
And when you don't know anybody, you don't do any better. So now I officially, am able to leverage credit and leverage things that I probably should have been leveraging all along. But when you are just trying to figure it out.
You can tell with a 500 credit score?
You can't, Claude. You can't. You can't do that. And you know what? Now that you done said that, I'm definitely about to say it. Let me look into my camera.
Wow.
So as of 2024, I officially have over an 800 credit score.
What?
So put some respect on my name.
How you do that?
I did that through hunkering down. I'm serious too.
Okay.
So I did get with a credit repair person, and I hate that word, credit repair. However, I got with an individual that I still had to do the work with.
Sure.
I still had to sacrifice and pay off certain debt. I still had to have him get involved and reach out to these different bureaus to get things changed, to get things removed.
Right.
But I also still had to play that waiting game. So it's not an instantaneous thing. It's not something where you can't have any money and then they just miraculously make your credit better. I literally had to pay off certain debt. I had to wait until the thing, it's really crazy, and it's over that. So for me, I'm 39 now, and that 38, I guess technically is when I had achieved that, but it has changed everything for me in terms of my access.
800 is crazy.
It is. And so with that being said, we need to have those discussions. We need to talk about whose strengths are what and whose resources are what, because clearly Jaraz knows what to do.
Yeah,
He's doing it already. For me, most of my assets are my businesses, and obviously my primary residence, but I'm looking to change that now. So we need to talk.
Okay.
It's time.
I'm ready.
You know you rich.
I'm not rich.
He's rich.
But I'm ready.
He's rich and ready.
I'm hot and ready.
He's rich and ready. Don't let him fool
you.
Here. But he's taken, ladies. And she is like perfect. So you can't even touch her. All right. So before we move on to our game, I need you to tell us about the foundation really quick. I don't want you to zoom through it. But it is really powerful. And I think you called it Motherless Children, didn't you?
Yeah, well, Mom Angel, but I can,
Mom Angel.
That's the tagline.
Okay, the tagline is Motherless Children. Is it Motherless Children or Motherless Boys?
Motherless Son.
Son, I knew it. See, I was close.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about it. When did you start it? Where can people connect with you on it?
Yeah. So I started it last year. One of my good friends, his mom, she transitioned and she passed to COVID. And he told me just, throughout the time I would pour into him about what my mom meant to me. Because I think, and I just told Terrence the other day, like, angel doesn't necessarily mean that you're, like, deceased, right? So, like, all moms are angels, first of all. If you're a mom, you're an angel. Through my lens, right? Because I was able to glean from mothers throughout my life, like your mother. Yeah. Y'all as mothers helped me see, oh, wow, like that's what a mother is supposed to look like. Yeah. Because I didn't really have.
You were robbed of it a little bit.
Exactly. And I can get through that whole piece. Because I don't feel like I was robbed. Yeah. I think God took back what was his. Okay. And it wasn't mine. And she was never mine. She was always his. So you can't take something
that doesn't belong to you.
Exactly. But it took me some time to see that. And if you're a son who has lost his mom, you don't recognize that growing up. You feel a sense of abandonment. Yeah. So anyway, that's where it started from. Okay. Like, he and I had a conversation about it, and I was like, man, I emotionally, I don't think I could do it, because there's not a day, there's not a minute, a second that I don't think about my mom. Like, since 93, every day, every hour, every minute, I think about her from some lens, whether it be, I'm in the operating room and my son comes out and I'm like, he don't have a grandmother, or I'm walking across the stage, or I'm buying my first crib and I'm like, your mother's your champion. If you're a boy, your mother is like, your mother is, that's your trophy, that's your rock. Yeah. So anyway, we decided, like, there's a lot of boys that go through this. Mm-hmm. In fact, a lot of boys go through this.
Yeah, and they're not going to talk about it.
They're not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Some of them develop, like, extreme depression. Some of them suicidal. In fact, boys, well, not just boys, but children without parents, but especially without mothers, they become fatal. They die, basically, in other countries. Without your mom, you die. And so in America, without your mom, you could kind of die too, right? So anyway, we got to this is Mom Angel through that. And what we plan to do is just take all the money, all the proceeds, all our resources, and help boys like myself and like him to just navigate life and to have, not only financial, but, emotional support as they go through it.
Wow.
But that's where it started.
Are you gathering like mentors too?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
So we started off thinking like, let's just do grief for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But then like, I don't think that's,
The
you know,
only thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I think, you know, a lady told us from Bo's place out here, she was like, make sure that you're not robbed of your passion.
Okay.
So if real estate is your passion, you can't let things rob you from that passion.
Right.
And by that, I mean, you know, don't try to cast this net to save everybody. Like there's a specific person that you call to save.
Yeah.
And mine is our boys.
Okay.
And so I forgot what I was about to answer. So I feel like I'm giving my sound bite.
No, but just the mentorship of it all.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
like with the boys.
Yeah.
So basically you're focusing on boys.
So boys, mentorship. It's like a 3-pronged approach. Mentorship. It's grief counseling, of course, because they need that. And then there's the financial resources. Yeah, that kind of helps them matriculate through college. My mom, man, it's crazy. She left me like enough money to technically go to school for 2 to 3 years, cash. Yeah. And she was only on the earth, when I was born, for 8 years. Yeah. And she did all of that over 8 years. That's huge.
Especially for our people.
Exactly.
Wow.
And so that's really the biggest piece. Like, I need y'all to know that you can go to school.
Yeah.
I don't believe that, you know, I know a lot of people say like school ain't for everybody. Like I don't believe that. I think school is for everybody. It's an
experience that I think is necessary in some way.
Some way.
It may not be a traditional university. It could be, you know, community college.
Education.
But I agree with you because there's no other situation that's literally going to force you to sit down and read. Right. And literally going to force you to sit down and, you know, problem solve and, you know, use analytical thinking and reasoning. So I totally agree with you.
Yep. Wow. But momangel.org.
Okay.
You can go there. I know I'm getting a big check from you today.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I know. My little plug. All that money I made.
Not only are you going to get a donation from Collective Realty Co. You know I'm really strong on mentorship, and you know I have 3 sons. So I mean, I really don't have any words other than I'm not going to talk about them because I'm going to start crying. But without question, a lot of young women gravitate towards me for mentorship. Yeah. But I don't know why a lot of young boys don't. So I would be totally interested in, you know, taking on a role like that. And I know, I would imagine that you would need moms.
I do. I need a lot
not necessarily dads or guys, because they may not be missing that. Right. So more moms like me or any other woman that would be interested. Do we also go to momangel.org?
Yep. Okay. There's a space there. You can sign up to help us. I mean, money is like minor compared to the impact that we really trying to make. Right. Like I think when we launched, the amount of donations we got over just a soft launch was crazy. Yeah. We don't even know what to do with the money, to be honest with you, because I had a vision and I was like, we got to do this. Yeah. And I just launched it because sometimes I overthink, like all the other, you know, millennials and Gen, all of the gens. And I was like, you know what, this time, this is something I really believe. So I'm just going to launch it. And when I launched it, people just started driving
in. Yeah. It was just, it's really nicely put together. The name is great. Yeah. All that stuff really matters. But of course, the person behind the foundation is typically what drives it, Claude. So I keep telling you this, and I tell you this all the time. You're just extremely special. I'm not going to cry.
You can cry.
Shut up. I'm not going to cry.
You don't want to cry for me on the platform? That would have made it just right.
I've cried too many times on this platform, to be honest with you. But what I do want to say is this. I said this probably 10, 15 minutes ago, but you are like a rock star. And anything that you introduce out of that brain of yours, you kind of are like Kanye to me. I know that's probably controversial, but you're extremely intuitive. You're a visionary. You always have been to me. And anything that you put out there to the public, everybody just gravitates to it. It doesn't even matter what it is, what level you're doing it at. So it is not surprising to me at all that you receive droves of support and, you know, funds the minute you launched it. Because I remember it like it was yesterday.
You ever heard of imposter syndrome?
That's what you have.
Have you heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I really don't understand it, honestly.
I don't. I don't want to teach you today, but.
Okay, teach me. Before we cut to our game, humor me.
Imposter syndrome is when, pretty much in a nutshell, when people think more
so
about
highly of you
than you do of yourself.
So then I do have that.
Yeah, a lot of introverts and extroverted introverts deal with imposter syndrome. Like you don't even know how good you are because you won't accept it. Okay. And I think some of that has to do with, you know, my mom and all of that too, because I I was constantly put on big stages. Like, he's great. You know, like, he got his degree. He's the only person in the family to get the degree. Or, like, he's the first person in the family to buy his house. And then everybody standing ovation. But I really didn't want that from them. I kind of wanted my mom back, you know? So I'm always, like, suppressing the things and the accomplishments that I have. I do it with you because I'm, you know, the depths of me. But usually out front, like even with Mom Angel, I'm like, can we find somebody else to do it? Like, just let me just kind of, because I don't really want any accolades. Right. I want the boys to be good.
Right.
But that's imposter syndrome. But I think it's a lie. Like, you should stand up and be like, nah, I'm, I deserve this and all that. But it's hard to do. It's hard. It's hard to do. Especially for people that don't really care about it. Like, there are people out there that really care about fame and fortune and, being in the front in the limelight. And I think we definitely have that in common. All right, so guys, we're headed into game time. We're going to call this overtime. Overtime?
Because clearly we're overtime. But we're going to play a game, Claude.
What we playing?
I'm going to let Sierra introduce the game.
Okay.
What's going on? What we doing?
Oh, I like that. Off. She said Sierra. She ain't say CC.
Yeah, I was like, I thought we were
wow.
No,
CC.
I should never say nothing.
CC.
I should just kept it over the
That's my CC.
Okay, next up we have the game today is gonna be this or that. Okay, so I'm gonna give you two different options. Really simple, really easy. It might make you think a little bit, but elaborate and let's hear. Are we ready for the first one?
Who's going first?
Who go first?
Guests.
Courtney, because she said guests.
Sometimes
she gotta be quiet.
C.
All right, so here's our first option. Drake and J. Cole floor seats. Okay?
Ooh.
Here's option number 2. Jay-Z and Kanye West section 200 seats.
200.
Are you crazy?
Section 200.
Yes, this is pretty high up.
Okay, well, 200? I have my answer.
200.
I still got my answer.
What's your answer?
I can't stand being on the floor. On the floor is all these people standing around you.
Okay, there's still
crazy.
seats. There's still seats.
No, you can tell me VIP backstage. You should have said that. Because them floor seats are crazy. I'm never doing that. So I'm taking Kanye and Jay-Z all day. In fact, I was just saying to myself, I just don't understand why they won't give us another tour. Yeah. Like, we need that.
We do.
Like, we need that. So
tag Jay-Z.
Put me in 200, baby. Put me in 200.
That's the best.
Can you believe that?
Watch the Throne.
Jesus. They could do that over and over again, 100,000 shows. Like, seriously. Yeah, 100%.
All right, so what we voting, Claude?
I'm going to have to go with Courtney on that one.
Thank you.
Yeah. Drake. I like Drake. Drake been getting a little corny to me lately, though. Just a little bit.
A lot of
people on that one.
Just a little.
You know he allegedly bought a crib in Houston.
I'm sure he probably got a bunch, don't he?
I don't know, but, word on the street.
Just been I used to love Drake, but he just lately, I'm just like, he kind of getting a little weird on me.
He's still fine, though, so.
I don't care about
hating.
all that.
He's still fine.
You like the light-skinned champagne poppy?
I definitely never liked light-skinned men. Never liked light-skinned men, but
tell
Drake.
Your husband ain't.
That's something else, though. He different.
Okay. Do he know about
it? That makes one of us.
Okay.
All righty. So speaking of that, as two married couples, do you prefer single opposite sex friends are okay?
What?
Couple opposite sex friends only, or both options are okay?
That's you said question. This or that. You gave 3. Like,
all right, go ahead and choose between 3. Thanks for elaborating that for us.
Personally, wait, no, what? Why he making me go first?
I'm finna answer this real right.
First of all, real right.
Yeah, I gotta
this
give
is an
mine.
opinion-based question.
This is a political answer right here. This can get you sunk.
So, sunk?
This can get you sunk.
This will get you sunk. What?
I'm not going home on that one.
Okay, so here, I don't even remember the 3 options. Let me just focus on your 3 options. What are they?
All right, we have single opposite sex friends are okay.
Single opposite sex.
Yep.
Got it. This is obvious.
Couple opposite sex friends only. So
couple.
Only ones who are couples. Or both options are okay. I'm cool either way.
Yeah, it's both. And to be honest with you, you're looking at an example right here. Now, granted,
I was going to say that's family.
I'm a guest on your show.
I know, but here's the thing. Any woman that you ever dated, you had to tell her that I was your sister. You couldn't be like, oh, that's just my friend.
Sister's different than friend.
It's different, but it's not necessarily blood true. So the only reason.
We look alike.
We do kind of look alike. And then we got the names,
Courtney,
it works.
Yeah.
Courtny and Claude.
Yeah. That's our show?
I think
the Courtney and Claude show?
I told you that you could do this with me 100%.
You too dirty to be on the camera with me every day. This your best sweater. I'm just playing. I had to roast it.
What is happening?
Let the imposter syndrome come in.
So clearly, both answers have to be right because we are an example of a, friendship and all of that.
Tristan,
that's opposite sex. So, okay, nobody is agreeing. Okay, so.
My wife won't let me have no opposite friend.
And she's right with that.
So then,
but we're just an example
you see how difficult it is to learn a woman.
It has to be a 20+ year relationship. How about that?
So it's a amount of time you have to know that person.
There you
go. If
I
get to coming home like, and this is my other friend, Stephanie, wife, and then I just met her last night.
Absolutely. What?
So then that's her question.
Okay, it's your turn. It's your turn. Go ahead and answer. And don't get sunk. What's your answer?
I think this is family. We are family.
Okay, but I'm talking about friends.
Right.
Okay, but then I'm talking about friends.
Oh, all right. Friends. Safe answer. I'm going to just.
No. Ain't no safe answer. What is the answer for you?
I just avoid it and just won't go with no friends.
Okay, good. Yeah. Because with a wife like Taryn, with a wife that looks like Taryn,
I'm avoid it. Man,
that's a good answer because she could show up with one too.
Look,
let's be clear.
Every time a woman is around me, my wife looking at me like this to see if I'm looking. You think I'm finna say opposite sex single? Nope, can't do it, ma'am. You gotta go home. Can't go.
Taryn is not doing that. She ain't doing that. All women do that.
All women do that. She don't do it blatant. It's like if a woman walk by, I just look straight. I don't even look that way. You can't look back. She be like this. I'll be like,
and we just look. We can see peripheral. We just gonna see.
I don't do it. I men, if you watching this, do not
look back.
Have any female friends. Cut them off. You ain't got a sister, they don't work. If you married, now if you just dating, you can have whoever you want. But when you marry, you gotta shut all those down.
Okay.
I don't have no female friends.
Well, that's fair in my opinion. I mean, what's the need for it? Can you explain?
What's the need for it?
For a female friend?
There is no need.
There you go.
Not if you want to stay. Not if you want to stay out of trouble. I have friends that I legitimately thought were my friends, and then brother working out, I come in, I'm sweating. I ain't like Tristan. I got a couple muscles. I got at least 2.
A couple.
And then for some reason, and I always say this, like, attraction is, you can't turn it on, turn it off.
Yeah. So,
like, if you attracted to somebody, obviously you're going to be attracted to them, even if they're like sister.
Right.
You're attracted to them for a reason.
Right.
Maybe it's, they're
your
smart or whatever. Yeah, right. And if you're not careful, that attraction could flip on you. That's my thinking.
I've never heard a man say this. Okay, well then that's your reason. That's the reason why you're choosing it because logically it don't make no goddamn sense.
I didn't disagree. You did.
No, but I'm just saying because you say a safe answer. So this is a real answer.
Well, I think I'm speaking on from me. Like there are some men who can have female friends.
Okay.
Not many. But a few of them can have female friends.
Show me who they are, because I cannot, baby.
A few of them. Now, and you got your homies, like you said, you've been knowing forever. Like, that's just my homie. But I'm talking about new, like, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, just a new friend. If I'm going to choose between a single woman and a group, I'm going to go with the couple.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
So you ain't no fool like I thought. Good. All right, next.
Sorry. That was a long answer.
What is the clear of the throat?
Y'all don't agree?
It was good.
No, we all agree
with Claude's answer, yes. Okay, so, all right, do we want to be in our 20s with no money, or do we want to be in our 30s with no money?
That's easy.
What?
Which one? But 20s? No money, both sides.
20s.
Okay, why? Why do you want to be in your 20s with no money?
Is this part of the lineup?
Right.
Yeah, because what happens? You getting something for free? What
20s with no money is better because you guys in your 20s just don't know what to do with your monies. So that's why. So as you get...
That little auntie laugh.
20s with
Go ahead.
20s with no monies means that you're not going to take care of your money. So anyway... I am a firm believer of this because, yes, there are unicorns and exceptions to the rule, i.e. my sister. But most young people in their 20s that get a bunch of money, they are still the hardest nuts to crack when it comes to investing in things that are actually going to make them more money. They're really into instant gratification in a lot of ways. You know, they're too scared to, you know, take those risks that you really need to take when you really should be taking them in your 20s. And even me, I mean, I made a lot of foolish mistakes in my 20s that I would never you know, make today.
Yeah.
So without question, you need money in your 30s for sure.
And I have to choose between the two?
Yeah. And you an old tough. Man.
I see. At first when CC asked, I was like, I don't know if that question kind of, but now I see where you came, why you said that a little bit more. Yeah. It could.
A little bit of both.
I could see myself. Exactly.
But like I said, those are exceptions to the rule in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
but
it's not the norm.
Her initial acts made me think like that wasn't, I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Right.
But now I'm thinking
what was
like,
the no-brainer though? 20s? 30s. Oh.
Yeah, that I'd rather, no, the no-brainer was I would rather be 20 with no money.
Oh, okay.
Right? This question you answered. But then I start thinking, I'm like, but 30s with no money gives me a different hunger.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm 30s with no money. Maybe I had money in my 20s and I blew it.
And then you lost it.
Or maybe when I was in my 20s, like my thoughts and my processing was a little different than when I'm 30. I'm 30 with no money. I'm gonna get some money.
Right, because you ain't got no choice.
I done seen some stuff.
These kids gotta eat.
These kids gotta eat. I done seen some dark times, and it's like, you know, so like I'm finna do something.
So why did you ask that, CC?
Because it's a question that makes you think. Like, so when I was looking up different questions, a lot of them were like, one, and then you have money, and one, and you don't. Mm-hmm. And I think that's too basic. I like to really pick with the mind, like
which is what you did today.
And you guys both like answered it differently. You thought about that differently. So I'm like, they gonna be broke both times. Let's see how that's gonna work out for them.
Being 30 is scary though.
It is.
And being off, sorry everybody in here that's over that, but when you start knocking on 40,
this little one.
Man, I was looking
at. I just turned 39.
Yeah, you on your way out of here. I was thinking the other day, I was like, man, 40? I remember when I looked at 40-year-olds like wow. You
oh, that's me right now.
Man, I read something that was when we was born, do you realize that like 1945 was 40 years ago?
Okay.
Ain't that scary?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. I'm going to let you let that sit in.
Because like we were born in the 80s. So now.
Scary. I know we ain't on that. I'm sorry.
Wow. What is happening?
What they say? My bad.
My bad. My fault, y'all.
Okay.
My fault.
Okay.
I digress.
So, wow. Yeah.
That scared me though. I was like,
all right, let's do our last one.
Last one.
Okay, cool. Bet. All right. So, Courtney, even if you didn't watch the All-Star game, right, you can still listen to this and, figure that part out.
I'm really not into
it. Yeah. Okay, I knew it. So, is it seen as an even playing field for a WNBA player to use a WNBA ball shooting from the NBA three-point line and an NBA player using an NBA ball shooting also from the NBA three-point line? So, is that fair? Is that on a fair playing field? And if not, how would you change it to make that work fairly?
So first of all, I'm an idiot. And exactly. So here's my thing. I do watch sports. I just don't watch that as much.
Okay, so let's just
I didn't even know they use a different ball.
Basketball.
Are you telling me that women use a different ball than men?
They use a different ball and they shoot from a different line as their three-point line.
This question can't be for me then. Okay, what's up?
Do I think it's fair?
Yeah. So basically Steph Curry and Shorty.
There's no other sport where men and women use a different ball. Is there?
What other softball?
Like soccer,
softball,
baseball,
softball.
This is crazy.
Fair in America is weird.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
Yeah, NBA players have bigger hands.
That's crazy.
It is.
I never knew that.
I think it's fair. I think I'm in education. In education, we talk about equity versus equal.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different thing you're dealing with, right? Mm-hmm. Equal puts us all at the same level, whereas equity is scaled based on, oppression and different things. So when I think about that, it's like a woman, to your point, can't probably use the same basketball. That's not equal. So to make it equitable, you give her she can run with.
What is that on your wrist?
Oh, this whole thing?
Girl, can you finish?
Is that? Let me see.
It's a decent watch.
What is it though?
It's a Rolex.
Oh wow.
Oh.
You just on my whole life. Okay.
Can I finish
All
my
right,
question?
keep going. I got a glimpse.
Seconds,
and I just was like, what is that?
They back there throwing
Okay,
a
my
flag.
bad.
We've been here since 8 o'clock. I know
My
you got
bad.
a lot of questions. Equity and
That's
equal.
really interesting. But no, you're very smart.
But I think in the same, in this space and, real estate, my wife, you said you were pushing my wife to do this.
Yeah.
Right? Can I answer this? Do I have a few seconds?
Yep.
In education, being a black man in education is really like my career went from teaching to administration in like 4 years, where it could take a woman 15. Yeah, it's real. And then being black, I was riding that joint till the wheels fall off. I was like, I'm black, bro. Give me the job.
Give me the job.
Give me the job.
Make it right.
I know the ghetto a little bit too, bro. So hey, from the streets, you know what I'm saying? Old block. No, I'm just playing.
Old block.
No, I'm not old block, not at all.
Got a drop. Okay, never mind.
My God.
All right.
Chill. Anyway, yeah. So in every industry though, women have always taken the back seat. So I think we do need to do we need to do to make it equitable.
Okay. And I'm sure you're working towards that every day.
I am. Me and my wife argue a lot about this because I have a very traditional thought about marriage.
Okay.
And she has a very
we got to get you back on.
thought.
We got to get you back on. Okay.
Till next time.
Yeah, we're going to get you back on. We're going to uncover that. Okay. Is that all you got? Because you done flipped this thing upside down.
Yeah, that was good, wasn't it?
Okay. So, Claude.
Goofy, man.
Thank you so much for not being too much like a fool this episode. I really, really appreciate you coming. I still can't believe that there was anything else for me to learn about you. So hearing, a little bit more about your childhood is extremely interesting because I only knew you as a happy, go-lucky, funny guy. Never knew what you were really dealing with. So Thank you for sharing today. Here at the Selling Houston podcast, we are always looking to empower, educate, and inform our audience. Claude, you did nothing but that today. Thank you for sharing your experiences. And until next time, peace out.